Alright, so this is our first drive of our newest D110 LT4 powered Defender. This is where we get our initial shakedown of how the vehicle is performing. It's fresh off the line, it just came out today, and this is our first drive to actually feel what this truck is going to be like. These trucks, when we first start them up and we first start going, they go through a learning process with the transmission, the engine, so we have a little rough riding at the beginning, a few little quirks that have to be worked out, but the computer self-learns and teaches itself through its own programming so that it smooths out, and it'll get better eventually as we drive longer and we put more test miles on it to fully get out all the bugs that come with a brand new drivetrain. The truck is a fresh build, so we have all the things we're listening for on this first drive. We're listening to rattles from any parts of it, the exterior, the roll cages, the roof racks, the doors, so that we can really get out all of the bugs and keep everything as high quality as possible. This being that it's the first drive, we're always going to find something, and this is what our extensive QC process helps vet out as well. This being the first drive and me being the final assembly lead, I take the truck out and I drive it and I listen to all the stuff that I've worked on, including stuff that other departments work on, so that we know and have a heads up beforehand, so that when we do our gate inspections, we know exactly what we're looking for. I listen for the brakes, I test for their performance, I make sure that they're working properly on this first drive, but also it's part of the vetting process. I take it through a few of the gears to make sure that everything is running properly and all the cooling systems work. We don't have any kind of leaks, disturbances, anything like that. And then I also listen primarily inside, that being the biggest part of what I install in the trucks, for any rattles, any kind of sounds, wind noise from door seals, to make sure that the trucks are watertight. And then I also go through the electrics. I make sure that the mirrors are set. I check to make sure that the fans work, the windows go up and down. And it's just part of our QC process to deliver the most perfect vehicle possible. I take it in turns. I listen to the suspension. I listen to the exhaust. I make sure everything is as good as possible for being fresh off the line. This one, surprisingly, is a lot better. We've been working on our tune to make sure that everything comes out really well, and this is by far one of the best LT4s that I've driven fresh off the line. The transmission actually feels good, and as it gets more miles, it's going to pick up and it's going to get a lot better. Everything's going to feel good during the drive. Everything's going to get, refined. This one, though, doesn't have our AC system set up in it yet, so it is a little hot inside, but it lets me listen to the wind noises and listen to the door seals, make sure the doors are sealing correctly, make sure that the seats are positioned correctly, and this being our extra legroom setup gets me a feel for this style seat with the Recaros, how it's going to drive for the customer and seating position. So if I have to make any changes, I have an advanced insight on it, and I can set it up correctly for the customer to be the most comfortable. I got one more drive test after this that I'm going to actually take it out and I'm going to really put it through its paces, really make sure that it's performing properly, and then we're going to turn it over to our QC guys, and they're going to dig through it and they're going to put it through its paces as well.